Hey, how's it going? You
It's
right?
going good.
Good
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, let's come out the sun.
Looking forward to it.
Okay, so what have you been doing this week?
Okay, this week obviously it's a short week after the bank holiday, so I'm playing a bit of catch up on work and business. We've got a couple of new projects that we're pushing through for clients. Other than that, just doing my thing.
Tell me something that has been inspiring to you. Like, what has inspired you this past month?
What's inspired me this past month? Just the incredible amount of founders and people that I'm speaking to in the sustainability space that are collaborating to try and create a better future for us all. Those people that are dedicating their lives to building businesses and organisations and helping their local communities. For me, that fuels me, and I can't wait to wake up every morning knowing that we can help them on their journey or discovering these incredible people that are doing good things. So that's what's inspired me. That's what continues to inspire me day in, day out.
Okay, big question then. What does sustainability mean to you?
That's a great question. It's actually a question that we ask on our sustainability show to our guests that we've had on. And for me, it really means it's about being kind. So I've tried to distill sustainability in its simplest form to be accessible to anyone. And sustainability often can be quite complex. So what I did was I distilled sustainability down to being kind. So if you are kind to yourself in what you put in and on your body, you're kind to your loved ones and your local community and how you treat your local environment, that in itself is sustainable. So
Wow.
That's what sustainability means to me.
Love that. Okay, so you use the word kind. And I know that your business is called Kind Community. Where did the name come from?
Well, it was, after kind of working in sustainability for many, many years, building my last venture, through that time, I realized that we were being sustainable, right? But sustainability was a complex thing. It's an always moving target. It means different things to different people in different places. So I really wanted to make it simple. And that's where the name comes from, is that the real distillation of sustainability is being kind. And from that, I also did a lot of research looking back in what was sustainable through time, that's been resilient. And to me, that's community. If you think about it, community is a thing that's lasted the test of time. You look at your local community centre, your local corner shop, your local church or your school. Communities have stood the test of time, and for me, putting those two things together, kind community, is how we can help kind of make sustainability attainable and accessible for the masses.
Okay, I feel that's very interesting. I like the name Kind Community, to be honest.
Thank you.
So I feel like you're a very sustainable person. So my next question is, well, obviously we're at the Barbican Centre. How did you get here?
I took the tube.
Okay.
I would have cycled
Yeah.
if it was a bit cooler, and if I could find a bike close enough to me, because my actual bike was stolen a little while ago. So
Oh, that's very sad.
I used my own bike.
Yep.
So I utilised, the Lime bikes, those electric bikes that are in and around. But because I live just out of Central, access to those bikes is a little bit limited. But anyway, took public transport.
Okay, that's very good. Okay, so here's a question. When you're on the tube, did you read any books or listen to any podcasts?
So the truth is, I listened to an audiobook and I read a book at the same time. I tend to be a bit weird in that way.
Yep.
And then often people say, how can you do that? But I find that the subconscious mind is super powerful, and you end up picking up things that you don't necessarily know you did until it's needed. So I
Yep.
read and listened to a book.
Wow, that's actually very unique. I'm not sure if I could do that. But okay, what is your favorite book or podcast?
Oh, that is an incredible question. I think my favorite book that I've recommended the most to people is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And what that essentially means, in its most simplest form, is that small incremental improvements, when compounded up, has a huge impact. And that's the way I approach helping others and myself in my day-to-day life, in incrementally improving my sustainability journey, how I interact with others, being a better leader, a better husband. And for me, continuous improvement over time is going to have a greater impact. And that's my favourite book, Atomic Habits by James Clear.
Okay, definitely gonna check that one out for myself.
I'll gift it to you. I'll send it to you. I've got one.
Okay, let's go for a walk.
Good stuff.
What's your favorite thing to do outside of work? Like, what do you do to relax?
Oh, you know what? Again, probably wired slightly different. I don't know the viewers that you have on the show, but I don't see work as work. You know, I was fortunate enough to be the author of my own story quite early on, and for me, building kind community and working with incredible people that are doing great things for people on the planet, I don't see that as work. So actually, I don't need time off. I don't need time to kind of relax. The only things, I guess, to give you a bit of nugget that I actually quite like to do, obviously listen and read to audiobooks. I spend time in the gym, and as I say, right now I take Winnie, our dog, for a walk morning, lunchtime, and in the evening. So that's pretty relaxing.
Wow, okay. I mean, it really sounds like you love what you do. And I guess that's great. Like, that honestly is great. So my next question is, well, we're here by the plants, right? So this is a bit of a weird one. What's your favorite plant or flower?
Oh, come on. Okay, so I would say either a coffee plant or a matcha green, like a green tea plant. So tea or coffee, in the fact that it's helping me to really switch on my mindset. You know, I think we all love coffee, so it's perhaps not a traditional answer that you would have expected.
Yep.
But I think I know where you're going with this. My house is full of plants. Right now, my favourite plant is a giant monstera.
Okay.
So there you go. You got 3 plants off me.
Wow, a lot. Alright. I feel like you're very well dressed, and I see that you love plants, especially like coffee and tea plants. What's your favourite brand to shop from?
Being on this journey of trying to be regenerative and give back more than I take, I don't tend to buy from brands anymore. Everything that I own has either been gifted to me recently for Christmas and birthdays, naturally, even though I tell people not to. I have enough stuff. Previous to this, I launched and scaled a sustainable fashion care brand. So I was in the fashion industry and I worked with some brands, and it was kind of my job to look good and be aware of recent trends. So to give you a bit of answer, if I shop now, it will be through a second-hand marketplace platform like Used and Loved, where I'm actually buying second-hand items or items that would otherwise go to waste. So I'm not buying brand new. If I was to buy brand new, I'd probably go for something like Thought. And in fact, these garments are from Thought, which are ethical, sustainably manufactured, incredible supply chain. They pay their employees fairly. The garments themselves are made out of single fiber organic cotton or hemp, and so it's Thought as if I was to buy brand new. But other than that, I'll be buying secondhand stuff from charity stores or thrift stores.
Okay, very interesting. Okay, so charity stores, thrift stores. Do you donate to any charities?
I do, yes. So other than like gifting my clothes and bits and pieces to local charity shops, us as an organisation, we also fund communities in marginalised communities to replant local trees. So that's done via Eden reforestation projects. So we actually fund the planting of required greenery, plants, trees, mangroves that local community has decided will help their sustainability and regenerate their local community. So that's Eden reforestation projects.
Eden, okay. If you were to describe yourself in one word, what would that be? Bit to think about.
Thinking 2 minutes, probably thinking about too much into this. First word that came to mind would be entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurial.
Entrepreneurial, okay. Okay. Let's talk about politics. If you were to tell the government to change one thing to make the world more sustainable, what would that be?
I think it would need to be a policy that heavily taxed the polluters. I think in that way, by punishing organisations that pollute, overproduce and form a large amount of waste, If that then was taxed, they would then start to really quite quickly realize that we're doing something wrong, we need to fix this, because at the moment the environmental impact is not charged to the retail price of a product. For example, fashion, huge messed up system, right? Built on the wrong kind of principles of trying to make you believe that you need to buy something to impress people that you don't even know or like. That in itself is an extraction process. But if they were taxed on what they produce, if it ended up in the wrong hands or in the wrong places, the sea, the oceans, landfills, those fashion businesses would quite quickly go, whoa, we can't afford to overproduce these products because we're going to be taxed. So I believe if I was to get the government to do something like that, it would be a taxation on the overproduction of waste products.
Okay. I've asked you about charity, politics, and I'm going to ask you about food. What was the last thing you ate?
As a banana.
A banana?
Yeah.
What about last night?
Fair trade organic banana.
What did you eat last night for dinner?
Last night we produced, well, I say we produced, in the family, so I've got my wife's parents over at the moment, and we produced a salad. So we made like a fresh tomato salad and a kind of like a baked cauliflower with a homemade barbecue sauce.
Sounds lovely. Okay, so final question. I think this is something to really think about. If you were to give someone one advice to help them to change the world, what would that advice be?
That you could do it.
You can do it.
I think the biggest thing I've learned in my time, my years and work, like building my own businesses, something that I would give my own advice to my younger self would be that it's possible, you can do it. Have the mindset to understand that you can do it, and that's the first step. That's often the biggest hindrance to people, not knowing or realizing that they can do it. They don't have that self-belief. So I think the most powerful thing that I can say is to help people understand that you can do it.
I'm going to have to bring that across the screen. You can do it. I said last question, but that was a lie. My last question really is, what's one thing or your favorite thing that you like about the Better Business Network?
The favorite thing I like about the Better Business Network is the group of people that are part of the network. You know, for me, collaboration is key in being able to create value and give back to the world. So you're not going to be able to do it alone. So the sheer fact that it's a network and it has other inspiring people within it, that's the best thing about the Better Business Network to me.
Okay, well, Jano, thank you very much.